Saturday Night with Joe and Nikki. With Joe and Nikki, and it's Joe Aldred flying solo here with you tonight on the show. Thank you very much to those of you who are getting in touch with us, whether Obama is sort of creaming the money off and people are complaining because he's black, or is that just the way it goes? Now, talking about money and science, particularly physics, has always been seen as a difficult subject. Not everyone can engage in or understand. I kind of partially count myself amongst that. But what if a different teaching method was introduced? Would that help? Well, look no further. Hip-hop science lessons will be available next month when an underground rapper from South London releases an entire album on particle physics. Can you believe it? Yes, indeed. He has also delivered a rap workshop at the world-famous European Centre for Nuclear Research, CERN, near Geneva. Anthony Gettings-Jackson, a.k.a. Consensus, says he took on this project to dispel the negative narrative that paints hip-hop artists as uneducated thugs. Rapper Consensus, I'm getting it wrong, Rapper Consensus, and a.k.a. Anthony Gettings-Jackson, and CERN Research Associate Sudan Pramasavaran are on the line to me now. Consensus, let me come to you first. Are you there?
Yo, yeah,
hello.
Can you turn me up a bit? I can't really hear you too well, but yeah, go for it.
You can't hear me too well. I'm turning you up, my brother. Maybe my producer needs to do something out there. Listen, tell me about this project. How did this project come about?
So it came about through a rapper called Dr. Cool, and he linked me up with a teacher who was doing work with the CMS detector at CERN, and the work was something called Art at CMS. So Art at CMS is collaboration between scientists and artists. So I got hooked up for a friend of a friend of a friend, basically.
Did you have a pre-existing interest in science and particle science?
I knew nothing about particle physics before I went there, basically. I had maybe as much of an interest as your general public, but I didn't know anything of the stuff that I've written about. So yeah, it was cool. I have an engineering background, but yeah, that's about it.
All right, so it wasn't totally foreign.
Yeah, exactly, not totally foreign. No.
Okay. Sudan, hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm very well. Now, this is a subject which fascinates me, although I don't know very much about it, either rap or science. But why did you decide to take part in this project? Is this an academic trying to be cool?
Well, no, not really. I think really what's going on is, we at CERN, we do a lot of research into fundamental questions about the universe, and we're always trying to engage with more people in the community, more of the public, trying to get them involved in science, interested in what we do. And this project came along, and it sounded like a really good opportunity to combine art and science to get our kind of particle physics knowledge to a much wider community of people out there, and especially young people, in a way that's so unique that it would hopefully grab them, which I'm hoping it does.
So in 30 seconds, what is particle physics?
Well, particle physics is basically the study of the fundamental building blocks of the universe. We at CERN, what we do is collide protons, really, really high energy protons. We collide them at the speed of light, and then we basically try and see what comes out of those collisions. So basically trying to get to a stage where we can understand how the universe itself has come to the stage we're at now. So we're really looking at the fundamental questions on the beginnings of the universe.
Right. And is there any evidence to suggest that through rap, you may be able to get people more interested in this?
Oh, yeah. I think already, from the Facebook and YouTube, the kind of previews of consensus material, we're already seeing lots of interest. People at CERN are already jumping on board with the project, and I think we're really getting through to a different group of people than we've reached before through music, and I think it's really, really interesting.
Fascinating. Now, don't go anywhere, because both Sudan and Consensus, we're going to come right back to you. We just got to hear what's happening on our roads. If you don't mind, just stay right where you are. It won't be very long.
Sunday nights with Joe Aldred and Nikki Tapper.
And Joe Aldred is having a most fascinating conversation. You can hear a couple of elementary mistakes already, of course, talking about particle science instead of particle physics, and CERN instead of CERN, right? So you can tell my familiarity with the terrain, can't you? Both of you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think that it's a mistake easily made, CERN or CERN. So.
All right. Well, I'll let myself off then for that. Constance, let me come back to you. Tell us a bit about, we've heard, of course, in one easy lesson, what is particle physics. Tell us about the album and how you're going to use this album to, or use particle physics through the album, hopefully to attract a wider audience for the subject.
Okay, so in a nutshell, it's kind of like a contemporary rap. It takes all the type of rap that we're listening to today, and then it takes the physics or different elements of the science and physics going on at CERN, and then the extra layer is it makes things like particle physics, which are super abstract and no one really can relate to them. It makes them relatable through like analogies and storytelling. So sometimes I'm talking as particles and giving backstories and all sorts of crazy things are going on, but in a fun, kind of commercially contemporary way.
Right. And somebody listening to the album, what do you think they'll take away?
Well, I don't know. I've got stuff like grime, like trap. So they should, even if they don't understand, they should at least take away some decent music from it. But if they do want to do research into the lyrics, they will then discover pretty much the science that's going on in CERN. And
why do an entire album? Why not just throw a couple of tracks in?
Because there's so much stuff that's going on there, like antimatter as a track, dark matter, the standard model, the method to the madness, like the scientific method. Each of these people are dedicating like 40 years of their life to studying. So to do one track is nothing really compared to what is actually going on there.
And are you hoping that will sort of take away some of the quote unquote stigma that there may be about rap being that kind of music not being done by the educated?
Well, yeah, and specifically as well, I think as a black person as well, it's even further to destroy the stereotype that black guys just make ignorant rap music. You know what I mean? So.
Well, let me just finish with you, Sudan. Any more CERN workshops planned?
Yeah, I think we're trying to set some up now. I mean, the one that Consensus did with school children, some Austrian school children, was like a real breakthrough, I think. We saw how useful and how interested the kids were, and it's a big part of our it's a really big part of our kind of objectives at CERN is to get children involved in physics and interested in the science we do. So we're going to try and build off this success that we've had so far and take it to a much larger audience, hopefully.
And if people listening to you tonight are intrigued and would like to find out more, is there a website we can go to?
Yeah, so I think maybe specifically about this project, probably Consensus is best to answer about that, I think.
Okay, well, Consensus, maybe you can tell us about that quickly and introduce the track that we're going to be playing right now, a method to madness.
Sure. So you can find me on Instagram at AV Revolution, on Twitter at AV Revolution, on Facebook at /Census, and the album will come out on the 25th of May, digital release, iTunes. It's called Concerned, so it's pretty easy to remember. And the track you're going to hear now is Consensus, Method to the Madness, featuring Dr. Cool.
Well, thank you both very much indeed for enlightening all of us tonight.
Thank you very
much.
You're
welcome. Thank you for having us.
Peace.
Does it take to unveil the unavailable? A model with standards so unobtainable. I took the universe and wrote it in equation form. A project now known for the web like Jason Bourne. Uncertainty by Heisenberg. It's either follow my movement or just find me first. For decades I stuck around. That's experiments, kind movie and Yorker now. Here's the stuff we found. So we use past knowledge for future
experiments. But what about the power of now? The atom bomb used by world powers and by so-called terrorists. Does science have morals at all? I'm into using breath work to transcend thought with less effort than to jumpstart the third hadron. You put in energy to run the machines. I just read Krishnamurti and shock the world with 10,000 Alan Watts.
My data collection could outsmart Google search. Selecting events like part-time steward work. On deck, Swin Morgan with the background check. And I certain assured to know if his cat found dead. See, there is a method to my madness. Whoa, there's a method to my madness. Yeah, there's a method to my madness. It's kinda strange. I'm not mad, it's just a time insane. There's a method to my madness. Who's mad?